You know that herb you probably have in your kitchen right now? Dill? Well, we came across one source that makes some, let's say, extraordinary claims about it. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what that source says. Let's dive right in.
So this really gets to the heart of the matter. Can one single humble plant really do it all? We're talking digestion, heart health, you name it. It's a huge claim, so let's see what this source has to say.
Right, so just to be super clear, what we're doing here is looking at the information from this one specific source. We're going to walk through its claims, its recipes, and really try to understand the picture it's painting of dill as this powerful home remedy. Okay, so before we even get into making anything, the source lays out these 5 general benefits. It says dill is just packed with vitamins and minerals, and that it helps with all these things: digestion, bloating, blood pressure. These are kind of the foundation for everything else we're about to see. All right, recipe number 1. And this one starts with a part of the plant you probably just throw away, the root. The source presents this as a recipe for a medicinal tea. Pretty interesting, right?
So what do you need? The ingredient list is, well, it's incredibly simple. You just need some dill roots, the source says to chop them up finely, and about 2 cups of water. That's literally it.
And making it is just as easy. You put the chopped roots and water together, bring it to a boil for just 2 minutes, and then kill the heat and just let it sit. Let it steep for 10 minutes so all that goodness can infuse into the water.
Now here's where it gets really specific. According to the source, this dill root tea in particular is supposed to stimulate your appetite, help with bloating, and, this is a big one, strengthen the heart.
So how much are you supposed to take? The source gives a specific dosage, half a cup 3 times a day. It also adds a helpful little tip: keep the tea you've made in the fridge.
Okay, recipe number 2 is a total shift in gears. We're moving away from something you drink, and we're looking at an aromatic oil that the source says is meant for external use only.
This one's a little more involved, but not by much. You'll need a whole bunch of dill, a tablespoon of dill seeds, make sure to crush them a bit first, half a cup of olive oil, and then just enough water to cover everything up in the pot.
For this one, you just combine everything and let it simmer away for a good 30 minutes. After that, you've got to let it cool all the way down to room temperature. Then you strain out all the solids, and what you're left with is this beautiful infused dill oil.
And the uses for this oil? Totally different from the tea. The source claims it works as a decongestant, and that if you use it for massage, it can help with nervous tension. Oh, and one more thing. It says to store this oil in a dark place.
So this really just lays it all out, nice and clear. It shows the distinction the source is making. On one side, you've got your internal remedies, the tea and the water we're about to see, and on the other, you've got the oil, which is strictly for the outside.
Okay, let's move on to our final recipe. And this one is by far the simplest one presented in the source. It's just a basic dill water.
Seriously, it doesn't get much more straightforward than this. All you need is 1 bunch of dill, we're talking the leafy parts this time, not the root, and just 1 cup of water.
And making it is unbelievably fast. You just boil the dill in the water for 5 minutes, and then you strain it. That's it. A super quick infusion.
So what's this one for? The source attributes one very specific benefit to this simple water. It's a diuretic. And if you're not sure what that means, it's just a substance that helps your body produce more urine, which helps get rid of excess salts and water.
The dosage for this one is half a cup, twice a day, but the source adds a little note here: use as needed. So that kind of suggests it's for occasional use, not something you take every single day.
Now, after laying out all of these recipes and all of their supposed benefits, the source wraps things up with a really important piece of advice.
And this is absolutely crucial. This is a direct quote from the source. It specifically warns people to look into contraindications. That's just a fancy word for checking if there are any reasons, like a medical condition or another medication you're on, that would make these remedies harmful for you. It ends with a very simple, direct command: take care.
And that's our breakdown of what this source has to say. It really leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? In a world of high-tech medicine, what other traditional remedies, maybe passed down for generations, are hiding right there in plain sight, maybe even in our own kitchens?